Hello, everyone, and welcome to Club Moffat Talks. I am Joseph McNeely, and I am the instruction librarian here at Moffat. And we're joined by Sam. Sam, say hi.
Hi.
Tell people who you are.
I'm the digital services and content specialist here at Moffat Library. My name is Sam Italis. I guess I did that in reverse order.
That's okay.
Um, but yeah,
Okay. Thank you for being here. And we're joined today by Shelbie Jolly. What is your actual title in your department?
Yeah, so it actually literally last Friday changed. Still director, but it's instead of director of people development, I'm director of operations now. And so, kind of the change we had been deciding, I'm not really over the programs and things
Mhm.
like that. So, I wanted to separate myself from Lane Mears on our team, who is the assistant vice chancellor, and he is over all the programs and all that. And so, I'm mostly on the operational side of things, the background things. I do love sometimes getting in front of a camera and doing webinars and trainings like that, but for the most part, we're trying to make it to where the titles make sense. So, my title is Director of Operations.
Director of Operations. Okay. Yeah, I was on the TTU website earlier today,
hmm
and it had did not have you listed that way.
It was probably Director of People Development.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
definitely going to have to change that.
okay.
So,
Okay.
yes.
All right. We like to start off by just talking about the things that we've been doing for fun, the things we're reading, the things we're watching, stuff like that. Sam, do you want to start us off?
yes, I will. Sorry, my brain. My brain is not on today. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of um I play a lot of video games, and the most recent video game that I've been playing is Deltarune. The
Mhm.
fifth chapter of Deltarune just recently came out. It's a game that has been releasing in chapters every so often, and it's a pixelated game. And one of the things that I've been doing is I've been drawing. I'm an artist as well. This art back behind me is not mine. Some of it's mine.
Wow.
This one right here is mine. The rest isn't.
I wish I had that at all. I could draw a stick figure.
Um, but yeah, I recently created a piece. I wonder if I show it from my phone if it will show up.
It could.
But I'm pretty proud of it. Let's see. Let's see if I have it at the lowest brightness. Oh
Oh,
yeah, there we go.
Wow.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That is crazy. That's so good.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I've been an artist for pretty much my entire life. I'm a printmaker primarily. I actually that's not true. Lately, I've been a digital artist primarily, but yeah, that's the piece that I've been working on for the last couple of days. Sometimes I'll be sitting here at work thinking about what I'm gonna do next because I just finished rendering the metal. And now I'm like stuck on how else to render the rest of the picture.
Mhm.
So I've been thinking about the skin. I'm just sitting here at work thinking about skin.
Well, that's a cool hobby to have and
Yeah.
like that's crazy.
Yeah, thank you.
So good. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I participate in the art walk too, so I'm excited for that.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what I've been
Uh,
doing.
Shelby, do you know about the art walk that we do here in Wichita Falls?
Is it kind of like the first Friday art trail in Lubbock?
It is kind of like that. We typically do it on the first Thursday of the month, and we call it the After Hours Art Walk. So it's like AHA, After Hours Art Walk. And
Aha.
yeah, it's undergone some changes over the last few months because the governing body and like where the money was coming from has changed. And like there were actually a few months that we stopped having it, but that's been rectified and it's back in swing again. It's tends to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to just say that as if I have personal experience of it. The It always sounds like a good idea, and I always know people who are involved with it one way or another, and I'm always like, oh yeah, I should get down there, and I always think that I should get down there, and I do not.
Do you forget it? You just don't feel like it.
Um, well, okay. I I have a little bit of mobility issues, and my wife has
Ah,
more
yeah.
mobility issues than I do. So trying to break through a crowd downtown and deal with the crossing the streets and being on the sidewalks and all of that would
Hmm.
be difficult for us. And that's without the mental or emotional challenge of dealing with big clumps of people
Oh,
in a
yeah.
tight situation like that.
It
So,
does get pretty crowded. Yeah, but they
yeah.
do have a they do try to accommodate for wheelchair users. Like there's a specific distance that we have to have.
Mhm.
I'm a vendor. I don't just go to the art walk as a peruser.
Participate.
Yeah, I actively set up a little tent. But yeah, we're required to have enough space for
Mhm.
wheelchairs.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same way when it comes to going to the First Friday art trail. I
Mhm.
always say I want to go, and then Friday comes and I'm like, I just want to go lay down in bed, which is not I should stop being that lazy. But man, that's mostly what I want to do on
It's,
Fridays.
Yeah.
I mean, especially at the end of the week. That's why I'm kind of glad that it's on a Thursday and not a Friday, because once Friday comes around, I don't want to do any kind of work whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. Was that it for you, Sam, about the
Yes.
stuff you're doing? Okay. Shelby, did you want to talk about things you're reading or watching or playing or?
Yeah, so most recently I was reading and watching the Off-Campus series. I don't know if y'all know about that one.
Mhm.
It's um like a hockey romance type one. Um Interested in that right now. Not because of hockey. But that might I might start watching it. I don't know. Who knows? And then I recently started doing where like stitching, where
Mhm.
you have like a picture and you do different types of stitching.
Uh-huh.
There's a group in Lubbock that will get together. And so like tomorrow there's a sip and stitch group getting together. And so I'm gonna go to that.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's about all for me, I think. Like
Okay.
trying something new.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's
Yeah.
cool. Um, I have this giant stack of books that's like my to be read pile that I had picked up from a couple of different used book sales here in town. And I've been having trouble getting through it, even though they're books that I wanted to buy and they're books that I want to read. I've just been having trouble getting through it. And I figured out is that although they're characters that I'm interested in, stories that I'm interested in, they're not especially fun.
Mhm.
They're serious. They're thrillers or mysteries. And I picked up one and I started reading. And I got like a chapter into it and I set it down and I hadn't picked it up in a couple of weeks. I was like, I need to read something fun. Well, I have oversight here in the library of our youth literature section, and we just got in a bunch of new books. And I decided that I should read one of them. So I picked up this one. This is actually the first in a series. The First Cat in Space Ate Pizza. And there's at least four of these that are available, and we have the first three in our collection now. I got to go to a conference a year or two back, and I actually met this author and illustrator. They gave the keynote speech at that conference, and they're a lot of fun. So I'm hoping that the book will be a lot of fun and maybe break me out of my stopped
Yeah.
reading uh, blockade.
Yeah.
Um, I've been watching some stuff on TV. We just finished rewatching the first season of the series Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which is
Yeah.
based on a book series. And the second season's already out, but we were like, it was complicated. We should rewatch the first season before we start the second one. So we just finished rewatching the first season last night, and we'll go into the second season tonight or tomorrow, probably. And this past weekend, we went and saw the Supergirl movie at the theater.
I still have to see that.
Me
Uh,
too.
well, and it's I was going to say funny, but that's not actually the right word. Strange. It's strange because it's gotten a lot of bad publicity, bad press, I feel like. And I would say that that is largely unwarranted. It was a good movie. It was a good superhero movie. Not the best I've ever seen, but very far from the worst. I can easily list half a dozen superhero movies that it's better than, you know. So yeah, absolutely worth a watch. And I hope that they do more with that character. I wasn't familiar with the actress. I just haven't seen things that she's been in before. But I thought she did a good job with it. It was a decent one. So yeah, go see that if you haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
It is
Shelby.
interesting
Yeah.
how we can go in like these waves of like I want a fantasy book or I want a thriller book and then it's like I just need something lighthearted and like not where I have to think too hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. And it's funny because and this may be part of my problem is that the a lot of the books that I have in that to be read pile are just modern mystery thriller type books, detective stories, that kind of genre. And I enjoy those, but it's not my favorite genre.
Mhm.
I love science fiction. I love fantasy. I actually really like urban fantasy where you have magic in the modern world.
Yeah.
That's kind of my jam. And none of these books are in that genre. And yeah, it's like they're just a little heavy right now. I feel like maybe without necessarily getting into it, sometimes the real world around us feels heavy, and then I just don't need that for my fiction, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
100% makes sense. You just need something that is, I mean, not, yeah, the world does feel heavy sometimes,
Yeah.
for sure. And so just getting out of that and into a different world that's not so crazy sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I watched a crazy movie a couple of weeks ago. It was called what is it called? Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is the name of the movie. And that is a crazy movie. I mean, it is crazy, but it also seems like it's 20 seconds to 20 hours from a future that we could possibly live in, you know? And that did not make it less crazy. But yeah, uh,
Where was it from?
not a lighthearted watch,
Right
you
now.
know?
Okay, not lighthearted. Okay.
No, no. I mean, there were times that I laughed, but I also sometimes laugh when people explode on TV, because it's just, oh, it's like, oh, that was funny. It's like,
Yeah.
because there are things that are funny in fiction that would never be funny in real life, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, um,
Just so out there that that's like,
yes, because
okay.
yeah, the situation's just so ridiculous, even if it's kind of scary or frightening, you're just like, and you just burst out laughing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, my nervous response is laughter to anything and everything.
Yeah. It's like either laughing or straight crying. No in between.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like she'll be mad at me when I say this. The My wife, not so much now, but specifically when she was younger, my wife would be infuriated by the fact that she had a crying response when she was really, really angry.
Yeah.
and people would think that she was just distraught and so sorrowful, and she was just angry, you
Hmm.
know.
I
Um,
have that too,
yeah,
because it's like I remember something happened and I remember looking at my husband and I'm crying and I'm like, I'm just so mad. Why is this happening? It doesn't make sense.
no, no,
Your body just needs to release all those endorphins and
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
endorphins, is that the right word?
I mean, it's a
That
word,
sounds right.
and that is a
I
thing that gets
confuse
released, you know.
Yeah, I confused endorphins with pheromones for a second.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's that one.
No, no,
No.
that's a different thing. I mean, you can be releasing those in an emotional state, but that's a different thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not from your eyes.
Probably not from your eyes.
No,
No,
probably not.
No.
I
no,
don't think. But I'm not a biologist, so I don't know.
no, no. I cannot verify that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So if somebody's listening and you know that, just let
yeah.
us know.
Yes. Send us a note about that, please. Correct our lack of science knowledge.
That's
Shelby, was there anything in particular that you wanted to talk about today about the work that you do, or if you'd like to avoid talking about the work you do and talk about things you do for fun or the home life or, whatever? Is there anything particular you wanted to speak on?
um well, one thing random,
Okay,
totally random, but um not related to work, not related to literally anything. But I was gonna bring this up if y'all were like random thing of the day or something like that.
sure.
Um, but have y'all heard of NeeDohs?
What?
NeeDohs?
What,
No.
what is this substance?
Okay, well, I don't know what's in it, but they're apparently really hard to find.
Uh-huh.
But I was driving with my kids to South Padre, which y'all know how far away that is. It's so far. In the middle of nowhere, there was this gas station that had so many of these, and I couldn't say no. So we bought some because apparently they're really hard to find. Random fact of the day, but they're really nice to just if you need something like I do,
Yeah.
to yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. Um, I I had I was given this thing and it was kind of a slimy gel thing, and it came in a plastic container that looked like a cupcake.
Oh,
And when you poured it out, it had a look and viscosity like chocolate pudding, but with like rainbow sparkles shaken into it or something, right?
interesting.
And I had thought that it would be fun to play with and just, uh, and I had a problem with it being too
You.
wet feeling. It like didn't give me enough resistance. It was too oozy. And
Yeah.
so and like yeah. And so I did not enjoy it. I haven't gotten any of this, but I think maybe I need to get that like moon sand
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
I think maybe that would be better
Yeah.
for me.
Well, I'll tell you,
I,
Doritos, all the stuff is inside.
Is inside. Yeah.
Yes. There's nothing like I'm gonna get on my hand or anything like that.
Right. Well,
And they
that's
have
that's
different
cool.
shapes.
Yeah.
If you like Dr. Pepper, they have a Dr. Pepper one.
Okay.
Like- So, but yeah, we can talk about literally anything. I can talk about some of the work that we do here.
Sure.
Um, and really our team likes to have fun. We enjoy laughing a lot. We don't take ourselves too serious. And I hope that anybody that's around us that comes and sees how we are would know that we just give each other so much crap, I feel like all the time, just because you're around each other all the time, you might as well have fun while you're at work.
Yeah.
We do almost any type of leadership development. We can make a training to almost any topic as long as, there's an author that we can read, or
Mhm.
a lot of the times we'll read different books and take different things from the authors to kind of create one. I mean, that's basically whenever I'm creating the webinars that I do, I just take a bunch of stuff from different authors and kind of put it together how it makes sense in my head.
Mhm.
And I think that's basically what we do. We do value summits. We come together and do leadership programs. So we have a faculty and staff one and a student one at MSU. So one of the cool things about our office is that we're not at MSU, we're not at Texas Tech, we're not at Angelo State, but we're kind of apart from all of that. And so we get to experience and be a part of all the campuses around. And we get to meet so many different people and the cultures of the different universities. And so that is probably one of my favorite things is getting to meet all the people and the different types of personalities and where we are. I
Mhm.
mean, Lubbock is a little different than Wichita Falls, and Wichita Falls is a little different than San Angelo, so love that. Yeah.
I I was wondering about the way that the different webinars are structured. And
Mhm.
because of course you have different people in your department that are doing very different kinds of things. And I wondered if you were each designing your own course material or if you were pulling it from someplace, but you're actually just designing it yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I am a big Canva user. I can't get my other team members to do it. I'm like, okay, it's a little difficult at first,
Mhm.
to learn and do things like separately. But once you have all of that, it's like so easy. I can't go back to PowerPoint and create things in there. I'm like, that's so boring. What are you doing? So the animations and the transitions are so much better in Canva. So um, I do all of my things in Canva. Yeah, it's basically what we're reading, what we want to, different topics that came out of any of the feedback surveys that we have.
Mhm.
But there's not one specific formula that we have to follow. So Brandon will do his however he thinks it should go, the flow and the way that he designs things. Lane does a different thing, and then I do a different thing, um, and we've even gone back and forth on like how much time is enough.
Yeah.
I enjoy the shorter ones where you can just quickly get something and it doesn't take up a whole hour of
Yeah.
someone's time because an hour is a long time in the day, and yeah, so it's
I
all about.
yeah. I
Yeah.
I almost always wish that your sessions were longer.
Yeah.
Um, it's, you typically have been doing ones that are half an hour long, and I feel like that you get everything said that you wanted said
Mm,
in the allotted time,
yeah.
but it doesn't give you leeway for the communicating with the people that the attendees
Yes.
or like maybe you'll do the Slido thing or something, but it doesn't give you time for a lot of interaction with
Yeah.
people there or really time to take questions or anything.
Yeah.
So I almost always wish that yours were longer for that specific reason. Uh,
Yeah.
and honestly, it'd be like, hey, if this was 45 minutes, I'd feel comfortable asking you a question. But now
Yeah.
I don't because I'm afraid I'll break your flow. And then,
Yeah. Well, one, don't ever be afraid to break my flow. I'm totally fine with you t doing that. And that is something that, I also think about because I don't want people to feel like they can't ask questions. But then I also have it where nobody will ask anything, and I'm sitting there going,
Yeah.
hey, what's good? Anybody gonna respond to me or come off your camera or, anything like that. And so,
Yeah.
but that is a good thing. Like maybe, hey, I've got 30 minutes and then 15 minutes I'll stay on for any questions or anything like that.
Yeah.
That might be something that I can do. So it's not putting any pressure on anybody, but also, I mean, if nobody stays, then I guess nobody stays. But
Right.
I also don't want people to feel like I'm just staying for no reason.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a good, now you're gonna have me thinking, So
It's a
um
good thing. It's a good thing that he brought it up.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Always learning.
we have, and I think that probably most of the campuses under the TTU umbrella have something like this. But on our campus, we have TLRC, which is the Teaching, Learning, and Resource Collaboration, which is for faculty. And it's very much based on the principle that we all have something to teach and we all have something to learn.
Yeah.
And so it's because it's for faculty to learn things, better ways to run a classroom or better ways to use a particular piece of software or any kind of thing like that. This last academic year, like all of our sessions were about dealing with AI one way or another, you know. But I do think that that's a very important thing for the faculty and staff of any education system to know is
Yeah.
that all of us are here to learn, you know?
Agree. Well, I mean, it goes back to that lifelong learning. I mean, y'all have got the Lifelong Learning Center
Mhm.
that, people never
Yeah,
stop learning and growing. And I never want to think I know everything because I definitely don't.
yeah,
I learn something new every day, just about. And I love feedback.
mm,
You know, uh, People learn in different ways, and I love hearing feedback from people because a lot of the times, like I'll put out those surveys and nobody will even answer it. And I'm like, I genuinely want y'all to tell me how to get better. Like, come on. And I think our whole office wants that. I mean, we even are asking each other that. So I think that that is a good lesson for sure. That, I mean, you can have a PhD and you still have things to learn. You're never gonna know everything.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't want to. It's like as much as I enjoy learning about things, knowing everything sounds awful. I wouldn't want
Yeah.
that.
boring.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what else?
Yeah.
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 Like, I'm the best artist. I cross stitch the best, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
read every single book there is. That would be awful.
Oh, that'd be terrible. Yeah.
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 I'm like, man, no, that would not be a fun life.
No. Yeah.
So I'm glad other people are creating things to where we can learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I a million years ago wrote a little short story that was just is one of those stories about like three people release a genie and each of them is granted a wish. And they each wish for whatever they wish for, the first two, but the last one to wish wishes for wisdom. And the genie's like, okay, granted, and then the genie leaves. And the person who's just been granted wisdom goes, oh, that was a foolish wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because if you aren't actually having the experiences and you just gain all that wisdom, are you actually learning anything? And two, what what wisdom are you wanting to gain?
Yeah.
There's
And
so many different kinds of intellect. Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then like knowing everything, that could be a really big burden,
Yeah.
honestly, heavy on you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about y'all, but I am 100% a conspiracy theorist, and I don't know if I want to know the answer to every single conspiracy that I think might be true.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I
Some things just need to be left a mystery
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, I'm okay with that. Well, and that's a funny thing too. It's like I'm older than either of you. It's possible I could be as old as both of you put together. I don't know. But anyway, um, because I grew up without internet, and I grew up in a household where we cared about information, we cared about knowledge. I mean, we had, the 1958 Encyclopedia Britannica complete collection, multitudes of dictionaries and things sitting on the shelf. Um, my grandmother was a elementary school teacher. We cared about knowledge, but we were very much saddled with the idea that there are some things that we can't know.
Mhm.
It's like you want to learn something about a piece of new legislation. Well, your 10-year-old Encyclopedia Britannica is not going to have any information on that. Or you're watching TV and you go, "Hey, that guy looks familiar. What do I know him from?" You'll never know
Yeah.
because you can't go to the internet and look up that actor.
Hmm.
So you just don't know. It's like, oh, what's the name of that song? If the DJ doesn't say the name of the song at the end of the playing, then you just don't know the name of that song or who sung it or whatever. So we dealt with just not knowing things
Yeah.
for a big chunk of our lives. So occasionally, even now, when information is so accessible, sometimes I'm still okay with just not knowing. It's like, well, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm 34. I'll put that out there. And so I was around very shortly for a little bit amount of time before the internet. I mean, I remember being able to either be on the computer or the phone.
Uh,
But and then I also remember like MapQuest, how you're gonna find, I mean, I wasn't driving, but I definitely remember the big atlas. Do y'all remember that?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I'm 23.
And but it is so wild how in the palm of our hands now, you can just take a picture of something and say, Google, what is this? Although now I think Google, if you just say Google it, you're actually showing your age too, because people don't Google things anymore. They just ask Chat GPT or something.
Yeah.
So that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I am 23. I mean, I do remember a time in my life where I did not have access to the internet,
Hmm.
whether that was because my family didn't. That's actually not true. My family, my mother and my father were very tech savvy in the early 2000s. So they had computers. We had two family computer. Yeah, my mom had laptops
Mm.
and my dad had like a tower computer. Um, and my I never had my first smartphone was my brother's hand-me-down. I think it was an iPhone 3.
Mm.
Man,
Before that I had an iPod and I was like 9. No, that's not true. I was 11. My first phone was a flip phone when I was 9.
yeah. Well, back when everybody had a cool different phone, not everybody had an iPhone or a Samsung. It was like,
BlackBerry,
yes, oh, BlackBerry, the Motorola, the one that flipped up,
Razor.
no, it was like a full keyboard and the screen like went up.
Mm.
Can't
Hmm.
remember what that was called. Sidekick. I think it was the Sidekick. Or I had the pink Motorola Razr. I was so excited about that.
My second phone was a Samsung pink flowery phone that could slide and reveal a keyboard.
Yeah.
I barely used it because I got it at the same time as I got my brother's hand-me-down iPod, and the iPod could connect to the internet. So whenever I would go to the youth center or daycare, apparently it was a daycare. I didn't know that. I called it the youth center because I think daycare seemed too childish
Yeah.
for a 12-year-old. Um, I would go to the youth center and I would just watch YouTube videos on my iPod, which I probably shouldn't have been able to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
Like
yeah. I
fully.
don't think I had a cell phone before my children were born. I think
Mhm.
I got a cell phone after my children were around. Um, I had a job that I had to have a beeper for.
Hmm.
Like a
Uh,
pager?
yeah, yeah, pager. The little thing that clips to your belt, and
Mhm.
someone would, you know, you'd get a thing and it'd have a number on it, and you'd have to go call that number and see who called you and what they wanted. Yeah.
So it
Uh,
doesn't have like a message that comes across.
there's not a message, it's just numbers.
Oh wow.
So it's
I
just a
never had that.
notification that lets you know that you received a phone call?
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, and it's and literally it's a thing where because there's not a message to it. You'd it would like chime or beep or whatever, and it would be, 940-259-5609. And so you'd go and call that number and be all like, hey, this is Joseph. I got a call. It's like, oh yeah, we need you to go do this thing. It's like, okay, yeah, I can go do that thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting.
And so and depending on where you were, you'd stop and, you'd be at home and use your own phone, or you'd stop at some place and use a pay phone that you'd,
Hmm.
like go and put quarters in and dial a number and go, hey, yeah, like that.
I never knew how a pager worked.
Me
That's
either.
it.
I always, for whatever reason, I always just picture like a doctor with it.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And I always thought they just knew because a message would come and be like, "Hey, you need to come in." Like, I did not realize that it was just a number.
Yeah. That's the way that mine was. It is entirely possible that there were, you know, m more advanced ones than the one that I had. At the time that I had that, I was doing work as a photographer for the local newspaper office. And sometimes they would call me and ask me if I could, like, go to one of the car dealerships to take pictures of the cars that were going to be on sale this week or whatever. But yeah, that was why I had it.
Wow. Yeah, I would have never known that.
Yeah. Advances in
I
technology, kids.
And you think
I
about what we
can't.
don't know is already out there.
Yeah.
The oldest piece of tech probably that I ever used as a kid was, I think, when I played with an Atari.
Hmm.
My
Yeah.
dad had a lot of old video games, and an Atari was one of them. And I don't have any recollection of what I played on that thing.
Yeah.
I had all of the DSs except for the DSi. I
Hmm.
never had a DSi. Still upset about that. But I had the original DS, which, fun fact, I folded in half when I was 4, like in the wrong direction. You know how
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
they close like that? Yeah, I fully closed it the wrong way.
Oh man.
4-year-old strength or whatever, because that thing was a brick.
It
Yeah.
was. Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. So I know you play video games. I have not played video games in so long, but I'm just thinking about like original PlayStation, the Sega, all of
Hmm.
that. Um,
GameCube.
GameCube, the Xbox, all of those things. Like that was a long time ago, man, but they were fun.
Yeah. Currently, oh, I guess another thing that I had been playing recently, going back to the first question, there's this game called Tetris 99 on the Switch where you play Tetris against 99 other people.
Oh wow.
So it and like the way that it works is whenever you get rid of a line or a whole Tetris, whenever you get a whole Tetris, you can attack someone. And what happens is there's like this bar on the side of like loading lines. You get to send lines of blocks to other people, and it will completely block the lower part of their screen with depending on how many lines it was.
Wow.
But I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at Tetris. It's really hard to get number one, like to be the last one standing. And I've done it maybe about, I've played it 100 times. So when I say, oh, I'm pretty good at it, honestly, I've probably only gotten first place like 10 times. But it's really hard, so that's a little impressive.
Well, 10 times is better than none.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
mean, that is impressive.
And if I checked how many hours I have on it, it would probably be like 250 or something.
Wow. Yeah. I've thought about getting my kids like a a Switch. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
How
Because
old are they?
well, I've got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old.
A little too young.
Okay. Okay. So wait for it. Like,
The 8-year-old maybe, because there are some pretty fun. Nintendo has a lot of games that are for kids, but even for an 8-year-old, because oh, I remember when I had my DS, I probably was a little too young for the DS because I never finished a game because I
mhm,
was a little too young to understand the rules of games
yeah.
and like the tactics and the strategies that are required in order to beat a game, especially if they have a difficulty progression.
Hmm.
I didn't realize this until I played my DS not too long ago, about a year or so ago, and I played some of my favorite childhood games, and I was like, dang, this is hard. How was I
I
supposed to play this as an 8-year-old?
I don't know that I had any of those games on my DS. I had like the take care of your pet one.
Oh,
Or
Nintendogs?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those ones were easy. Tamagotchi, I played a lot of Tamagotchi games. I lived in Japan at the time when I had my DS, so a lot of my games were very Japanese.
Hmm.
There was two fashion game. I don't know why I'm putting quotes around fashion. Two fashion games that I played that were quite difficult, or at least like in order to win the game, you had to be pretty skilled at it. And when I went back and played it again for the first time in forever, and I finally beat it. I was like sweating by the end of it. And I was flabbergasted at how far I even got in the game from it. One of my favorite games is Okami, another very Japanese game. It's a game where you're the sun god of Japan, Amaterasu, and you are in the body of like a wolf god. So the sun god is in the body of a wolf. And you can go around and save the villages from these demon curses and stuff like that. It is a 32-hour long video game.
Oh,
It is a
wow.
very long video game. And I played it 7 times and I only beat it once. That's how long it took me. And it was over the course of so many years. I first played it when I was, I think, 7, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Gosh.
My niece, she saw me play it on my computer when she was also around 7, and she wanted to play it too. And I was like, all right, go ahead. But even playing Stardew Valley with my niece is difficult because she can't really understand the tactics of it all. Meanwhile, I know it like the back of my hand.
I would probably be like her. I'm just I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I love video games.
I I like video games. I'm not good at them, but I like them. I
I'm not good at many either,
yeah.
honestly. It's just Tetris.
uh, I have a PlayStation 2 in a box in my closet with a couple of games in it. One game that I beat several times, and one game that I never finished. And this is one of those things where it's like, I probably will just never finish that game, never know what it's like to have that game finished. Um, I'm not 1,000% sure that if I plugged in the PS2 now, it would actually still work. I mean, it might, but I don't know that it would.
You could probably sell it as like a antique now.
Yeah, probably could. Probably could.
I
Yeah.
wonder how much a PlayStation 2 would go on for eBay right about now.
It's like
That's curious.
20, 30 cents, something like that. That's like
Well, depends. Does it turn on or not?
that definitely would make a difference. Yes. Yes, it would.
There's apparently a Sakura Pink PlayStation 2 that you can get from anywhere between $187 and 240.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
wow.
That's probably more expensive than when it was brand new.
Yeah, it might be. Might be.
And then this one, the cheapest that I see right now is one for $80, which is definitely cheaper than it probably was
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
before then.
Yeah.
What's the original price of the PlayStation 2?
Yeah. Curious. Oh
$500? Oh,
gosh. Okay, never
wait.
mind.
Sorry, that's equivalent to today. That's
Okay.
Equivalent.
$500 today. It
Yeah.
was
Okay.
it had a retail price of 300, which is still,
More expensive than what the other one is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Switch 2 is like $500 or $600, I think,
Yeah.
Yes.
which is crazy.
For just a little thing. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
$450, yes.
Yeah.
Too much.
The I'm not a Even though I grew up playing Nintendo, I'm not a super huge fan of their tactics. Um, in the gaming community, Nintendo is known pretty infamously for being out of date,
Mm.
if that makes being out of date and out of touch.
Okay.
Um, so a lot of the hardware in their consoles is old. Um, like we have better technology now, so it kind of doesn't make sense why the Switch had its hardware, and it was so expensive because it was out-of-date hardware. Versus if you were to compare that with the Steam Deck, which is kind of a Switch alternative, but for PC games, for computer games.
Yeah.
The Steam Deck has much better hardware for a very similar price. Well, now the price has increased because computer parts are very expensive right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The hardware is just not only so much better, but the accessibility of like taking apart and fixing your own hardware, it's a lot easier. Nintendo, you have to specifically either go through Nintendo or buy just a whole new system,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
And their games in particular don't really listen to the fans and like what the fans want. Um, and they're also not localized. I've noticed that they're not localized very well. They don't really translate to American audiences very well.
Mm.
A lot of the higher ups at Nintendo are very old Japanese men.
Yeah.
So not only are they old, but they're also very in tune with traditional Japanese culture, which doesn't it makes playing a Nintendo game feel kind of strange as an American,
Mm.
at least
Yeah.
in my opinion. I, as someone who also lived in Japan, and I kind of can recognize the cultural differences.
Which one do you like the most? Like what brand?
Like Steam Deck I love a lot. I love everything that Valve does. I'm not a huge Xbox or PlayStation person. So Valve playing on Steam, which is on the computer, that is definitely my favorite because there's just so many games. Making a game on a computer is a lot easier than making a game for a console because it first has to be coded and created on a computer and made with engines that can run on PC. So a lot of games are created first for the computer and then they get ported into consoles. Although some games release on the console first and then they release on the PC like a couple years later. I think Grand Theft Auto did that. where Grand Theft Auto 5 was on the consoles for a while before it got ported to PC, which is a little strange. Um, but yeah, I prefer playing on my PC. I spent like $1,500 on that thing, so I'm gonna use
Oh,
it.
but so yeah, I was like those like the people who play games on their computer, I'm like they have to have a really nice computer to run all that stuff.
Yeah. Now, it's a good investment because the good thing about consoles is the fact that they're so cheap, and accessible for people, but that kind of comes at the cost of your the what you can play on the console is very limited to the actual head of the people that make the console
Mhm.
versus on PC games, literally you can play anything. You can play anything what some kind of schmuck.
Yeah,
So whatever schmuck makes something, you can play on it.
yeah. I only played Sims on the computer.
I'm
I
not a
need to
huge,
branch out.
yeah, I'm not a huge Sims person. I'm not a simulator games. I'm not a huge fan of. Whenever a game has too much customization, I get overwhelmed,
Mm,
or I don't like games that don't necessarily have an objective. I like striving for something, like
yeah,
getting to the end point of something.
yeah,
So if it's too open, I get kind of lost.
yeah. I can see that. Like having an end goal of
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
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 A lot of video game talk. My
Learn
apologies.
No,
something
that's
new.
fine.
I
Uh,
learn something new every day.
this is another piece of old man nostalgia for you. The first game I played on a computer had no video graphics. It was text only, and it was
Oh yeah.
called Xenos, I believe. It was on our brand spanking new Radio Shack computer. It was the TRS DOS 80 computer, and we had the disc that goes in, and it would give you like it's a little bit like playing a choose your own adventure on the computer because
Yeah.
it'll be like this strange creature approaches you. What do you do? And you'd have a couple of choices. And then depending on what you did, then the next thing would happen. But yeah, no video at all. It was just text only.
Interesting.
I've played those as well.
Yeah.
There's a browser called, oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it was something that I was obsessed with. I would make my own choose your own adventure stories. Ink something. I don't remember. Ink Writer, not Inkscape, because that's a digital program, but Ink something.
Yeah.
I'll have to, oh, it's gonna bug me. Choose your own adventure. Ink. Inkle? No.
So
I don't know.
I don't know. So anything you tell me, I'll be like, oh yes, of course, that's it.
Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Okay, well, apparently Inkle, you can still do you choose your own adventure story, so that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So weird. Yeah.
Inkle
Okay.
Writer.
Inkle,
Okay,
right?
so it is Inkle. Inkle Writer is a specific, like, separate branch of it of sorts. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Finally, satiated.
I know you won't be thinking about that for the rest of the day now.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I would do for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay. Well, we've been talking for a while, not about anything in particular, but we've been talking a little bit. Shelby,
This
was
was
there
fun.
anything and was there anything in particular that you wanted to make sure that you talked about while you were here that you didn't get to say yet?
I think that really if there's any way that our team can support y'all,
Hmm.
we are here and we're willing and ready to come to Wichita Falls and be with y'all and support you however you need.
Okay. We appreciate that.
And I'm actually right now creating my presentation for Wednesday. So I'll be thinking about your feedback as I'm doing
Okay.
that. So yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Um, Yeah, and really it's just a thing about obviously each person in your department has a somewhat different style. Some people are more charismatic and some are a bit drier in
Mm.
their delivery style. And that can affect the subject matter. Um, I wonder sometimes what would happen if you switched topics amongst yourselves. I think that you'd end up with a very different thing. Now, because I do understand, though, of course, that, some of you may have specialized knowledge where it's like, oh, I've actually really studied this
Yeah.
subject, and therefore I'm obviously the person that needs to talk about this, versus some that other topics that might be a bit more generic or whatever, and anyone could. But I know that when you make that decision, okay, well, this is the person I want to talk about this, that impacts the way that the webinar is going to be, you
Yeah.
know, um, which is
Agree.
sort of a roundabout way to just say that I appreciate your general style of doing a webinar. And I'm all like, oh, that was interesting. I want to know more about that. And we're out of time. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yes.
that's it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that honestly because um I do hope to be like um engaging and that people aren't just sitting there bored or anything like that. So, but I do know that there are some times when I'm like, man, I really wish I could have made this longer because I'm talking so fast to get through everything. And so
Yeah.
I do 100% get that.
All right, I'm going to make just a couple of announcements here before we sign off about things that are happening around our area, and then we'll sign off and go do other things that are perhaps job related. Okay. All right. Throughout the months of July and August, the Wichita Falls Museum of Art is hosting multiple sessions of make and take at the museum. They'll provide the materials, you bring the creativity for these casual drop-in sessions. The WFMA is also hosting a sketchbook club, which is a fantastic way to turn a solo creative practice into a shared experience. The sketchbook club is open to all ages and skill levels with no registration required. Starts on July 21st, or there is one on the 21st, and then scattered dates in August. Our next after hours art walk will be downtown Wichita Falls on August 6th. And this is a little bit away, but I was so amazed that this is happening that I have to announce it. We're getting a real honest to goodness rock band coming to town and performing in Keg Acre Coliseum. Foreigner will be here on September 29th. So, if you'd like to have more information about these couple of things that I mentioned today and other local activities, you can check out the events section of the MSU Texas homepage and the calendar at discoverwichitafalls.com/events. And if you have an event that you'd like us to announce, or if you have any comments or suggestions for any or all of us, please send an email to library@msutexas.edu. All right. Last call before we sign off. Anybody need to say anything before we say goodbye? No?
I think
Okay.
so.
All right. Well, then, thank you very much, Shelby, for being here. It was a real actual pleasure to have you here and talk to you more face to face like this. And you're welcome to join us again sometime if you would like to, or have something particular you'd like to talk about sometime further down the road. And until that happens, for all of you in the audience, goodbye, and we'll see you next month.
Goodbye.